John Florence wears the Jeep yellow jersey, means that he is #1 in the world, trying to back up his world title from 2016, and this is where it all went down. Florence takes on the wild card named Vasco Ribeiro, the most successful local wild card ever here at the MEO Rip Curl Pro when he made the semifinals a couple of years back. Got everybody going for Vasco in Jordy Smith's corner and Gabriel Medina's corner to keep this title race open. Vasco trying to get a quick start. Potts will step off, and now Florence will have priority.
You know, what a place to finish off. I mean, it'd be such a good scenario if we saw John and Jordy in the finals, and whoever won the title.
Getting things started in the pit. Nice vision out the back from our world champ, and a big full rotation pun and a very hard landing.
Ross Williams chewed half his fingers off on that little backside air reverse. Pulls in nice and tight. You could kind of see him the whole way, couldn't you? But then this here, landing and just sort of belly flopping on top of the board there. A very awkward landing there from John. You can see how he's just beautifully in there. Let's have a look at this shot. Oh my goodness. Wow, got the perfect rotation, landed out on the flats. This is a better angle. Obviously put him a little deeper there, but as he comes out, that perfect rotation, landing on the flats, like that is crazy stuff from John. Just no holding back, as you said. Landing perfectly. That front foot gave way, didn't it? That front foot slipped off, and there we go.
John Florence already back to business. Driving through another barrel. This one a bit deeper than the left. He'll get the shootout, get the completion, and get out of there. 4.5 for the left before.
Where would that have gone had he made that backside air reverse? I mean, that would have been absolutely huge. Let's have a look here. Nice and tight as he flies through the inside and then just kicks out of that one.
So Florence getting that vision from the sky from that DJI drone. You can see him, all the movement that he has in the barrel. It's amazing when you think about maneuvers or big airs. What about turning in the tube? How do you learn that part?
Well, that's, you know, obviously it's something that Sean Thompson pretty much was one of the first guys I ever saw do that. Kind of maneuver in the barrel, and what that does is it allows you to take off deeper.
Airs very closely to see if he can land a massive punt. Vasco on the answer, deep in the pit. And the wild card answers to Florence with a big finishing move on the inside corner.
Thrown scores back at your opponent. Let's have a look, takes off, pulls up nice and high, straight up and over that foam ball, comes out nice and clean. And then I like the finish too. Just kicks the tail out. Real powerful kid is Vasco Ribeiro. Driving through that section, comes out nice and clean, and then this is going to be a great shot. Bang! You see those fins pop out the back of the wave. And I think the judges are going to like that commitment, degree of difficulty, and that tube as well. Not a bad little barrel, comes out nice and clean, and then combos it up with a beautiful, strong, powerful turn. Right there, bang, just throws everything into it, sliding the board just a little bit and finishing off nicely. So
for Pipe Masters titles, having the craziest venue in the world in his backyard. John's up now on the back end. Gets a couple of good drives to go the distance on the stretched out left. Comes out with the spin. Fades the cut back. He's got a little inside corner. Here comes the ramp. Backside reverse. Florence fighting for the finish. Ends up kicking out on the inside corner. So Vasco turned into 7-8-3.
Positioning. Beautiful style too. I love the way he does it. See, slides in, leaning forward, shuffles up the board, just keeps repositioning that rail, and then into that big slashing cutback. So great tube technique from John Florence into that little air reverse. Did he ride out of it, Joe? But let's have a look at the tube here. See how far up on the board he goes, using that front part of the board. Comes out nice and clean. So there was just great positioning, great timing on that wave, and this is going to be a good score. Talk about bettering that 4.50. Understands the severity of this heat. Vasco Ribeiro just dropped the 7.83, so John needs to really put something up in that excellent range. Look at that positioning, Joe, just absolutely perfect. Comes out nice and clean, untouched with the spit, and then into this big swooping maneuver. So John Florence, wow, just about to drop his best score.
Love that form on the ramp. He didn't really need that inside corner. The damage was done in the pit.
For dear life, and then I kind of held on and went over the first bit, and then it kind of pushed me forward, and I had all this speed, and I was like, oh no, and then just pulled out before it got a bit weird at the end. So yeah, I was stoked.
Well, great heat for you, and then to requalify must give you confidence.
Yeah, that was a big step up for me. I mean, first year on the CT, you always have to rely on the QS also, but I was stoked to kind of get a few results early in the year.
John Florence or Vasco Ribeiro. John stayed pretty busy during the catch-up with O'Leary Potts.
Yeah, just came flying out of that one. When the wave crumbles at the end, he just makes it look so easy to get out of that thing, and it's very difficult to do. Because the wave it's compressing, it's a lot of water falling downwards. Vasco Ribeiro trying to answer back to it. Starting to John's starting to create a little bit of a gap between the two.
We love slowing things down, especially with the Worm app. As you can see how critical these takeoffs can be at Super Tubos to get as deep as you possibly can. And you can see all the subtleties here, all those close decisions that can make or break your performance here at Super Tubos. To see more of the best slow-mo clips from the event, check out the WSL page on the Worm app on iTunes or Google Play. And you can slow down all these big visions. Vasco Ribeiro loving surfing at Super Tubos, packing the pit nice and deep. And you gotta slow it down. Poetry in motion when everything comes together in surfing. An unpredictable lineup. Vasco knows how to get absolutely barreled and how to perform on the open face out here, Potts.
Yeah.
John Florence out front, Vasco Ribeiro thinking about a 6.92 that he needs to take the lead. Pulls into a little running barrel. Stays a great positioning to kick out. Strider looking like he's going to try to go for the big air. Right on the inside corner was.
Wow, what a wave. These guys love it down here. The crowd going absolutely mad. Look at them, they're just psyching.
They're quiet in between exchanges. We're looking at the replay now from Vasco's start. How did it look from your angle, Strider?
Oh, it was just a perfect little thread of a backhand barrel, just slipped right through that thing, and he came out and he identified the section on the end and went for the whip. So, you know what? The crowd went mad, and they love what he was doing out here. It's up to the judges, though. The crowd can be really loud, and John in the water guaranteed can hear every peep from the beach because the wind's blowing right into the lineup. And they've been really vocal for John, but definitely through the roof for Vasco.
Great to hear that. As we check out the replay, Potts, is he going to come close to turning this heat?
No, it's going to be close. I think had he finished that maneuver off at the end, guaranteed he would have got the score. I'm not sure whether the degree of difficulty in that tube ride was there.
Vasco might be getting ready for a split here just in case. And Vasco has got plenty of room to go.
Oh.
Just has to bomb drop from the sky.
One of the best, well, the best surfer in the world at the moment, in my eyes. Let's have a look at this here from Vasco. He just over the falls right there.
Smile on their face. It's something that they absolutely love. Florence knifing the takeoff now. Packs it nice and deep to get completely gone from vision, and now throws that little horizontal backside air reverse.
Off. John just trying to keep the pressure on Vasco, sliding into another beautiful little backside tube, and then finished that little rotation. So is that going to better his situation, Joe? I think it's going to be pretty close. With that completed maneuver, we might be seeing a little bit more of an improvement. But I'm saying only just. Slides into it nice and clean. Incredible technique that he's got, and he uses this as well on huge waves. I mean, you're looking at 10 to 15 foot waves at Pipe, Chopu, and Cloudbreak, that he uses the very similar technique.
As we look at 2-minute mark, wild card Vasco Ribeiro pulls in quickly, needs something big in a short space. Speedy little backhand float as that end section was racing at him.
Apart from a few little hiccups, let's have a look at Vasco. Yeah, you see, went down and bottom turned. Didn't really maximize the time inside the barrel. Maybe should have used the John Florence technique and slid straight into that thing. Maybe could have come close to getting the score, but not to be. 4.37. See how he takes off, gets to the bottom, then bottom turns underneath it. I mean, that was beautiful, but you just need to be in there a whole lot longer.
Eager to take another wave, doesn't have priority. John's going to let him go here. Needs a 6.92 to create a massive upset. not finding any room, so he flies away, creating some space against the world champ with 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, well, he's, you know, that nothing to lose feeling. We've seen how much damage that can do. You couple that with a bunch of talent and know-how on how to ride this wave. It's a dangerous combination, Joe. But John takes it out in good form and keeps his world title dreams well and truly alive.